In the chronicles of history, where warriors are immortalized by their valor and leaders by their wisdom, one name stands out like a blazing sword in the darkness of battle: Khalid ibn Al-Walid, the legendary commander known as the Sword of Allah. Feared by his enemies, revered by his allies, and respected even by those he vanquished, Khalid's courage was not just in the ferocity of his strikes, but in the brilliance of his tactics, the strength of his faith, and the unshakable resolve he carried into every battlefield. This is not just a tale of blood and steel, it is the epic of a man who defied empires, shattered armies, and carved his name in eternity through courage that knew no retreat and strategy that knew no equal. Welcome to the story of a warrior who turned the tides of battles and shaped the destiny of nations. Who is Khalid ibn Al-Walid? He is the noble companion Khalid ibn Al-Walid ibn Al-Mubarak ibn Abdullah ibn Maqsam ibn Yakaza ibn Murrah ibn Kabi ibn Luay ibn Kalib, and he was nicknamed Abu Sulayman. His mother was Lubaba bint al-Harith, the sister of the mother of the believers Maymuna bint al-Harith. The Messenger of Allah praised him, saying, "What an excellent servant of Allah is Khalid ibn Al-Walid, a sword from the swords of Allah." He accepted Islam before the conquest of Mecca. His father was a prominent figure in Quraysh and was nicknamed Rayhanat Quraysh. His lineage connects with the Prophet Murrah ibn Kabi. Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, was keen on raising his sons with a strong foundation in horsemanship, warfare, and weapon handling. Before embracing Islam, he was fiercely opposed to the message of Islam and to the Prophet. Khalid ibn Al-Walid is the one whom the Messenger of Allah nicknamed the Drawn Sword of Allah due to his bravery. He accepted Islam before the conquest. Characteristics of Khalid ibn Al-Walid. First, physical characteristics. Khalid ibn Al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, was physically strong, although no detailed description was reported except for his own statement. On the day of Muta, 9 swords were broken in my hand, and only a Yemeni blade remained with me. It was also reported that his physical build was similar to that of Umar ibn al-Khattab, to the extent that some people confused the two. Second, moral characteristics. Generosity and kindness. Khalid was known for his generosity, often giving gifts to the noblemen of the Arabs from his own wealth, and he preferred others over himself. Wisdom and judgment. He was wise and thoughtful, never making decisions hastily. Bravery. He became a legendary symbol of courage. Abu Bakr once said, "Women can no longer give birth to a man like Khalid." Knowledge. He had deep knowledge of the rules of jihad, although he did not attain the same breadth of knowledge in other Islamic sciences as some of the companions who spent more time with the Prophet. Eloquence and articulation. He was a skilled and eloquent speaker, delivering a notable speech after pledging allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, which was praised by poets. Summary of his traits. Khalid was physically strong, brave, generous, wise, eloquent, and knowledgeable in jihad. Khalid ibn Al-Walid's conversion to Islam. Khalid accepted Islam after the age of 40. His brother had sent him a message stating that the Prophet had asked about him, saying, "Someone like him cannot be ignorant of Islam. If he used his strength against the polytheists instead of with them, it would be better for him." Khalid then rode his horse toward Medina, accompanied by Amr ibn al-As and Uthman ibn Talha, and they arrived at the Prophet on the first day of Safar in the 8th year after Hijrah. When they entered, they greeted the Prophet, and he welcomed them warmly. Khalid requested that the Prophet seek forgiveness for him, and the Prophet did. Courage in Khalid ibn Al-Walid. Courage is one of the noble morals that elevate the person who possesses it in status and honor. Linguistically, the word courage comes from the Arabic root shj, which fundamentally denotes boldness and daring. Courage is defined as strength in times of adversity. In terminology, Al-Raghib al-Asfahani defines courage as the firmness of the heart in the face of dangers and the steadiness of the soul in fearful situations. Among the most prominent traits of Khalid ibn Al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, and what made him a symbol of excellence in character, was his courage, along with his military strength and strategic brilliance. Many events and incidents bear witness to his embodiment of this virtue and the depth of its presence in his personality. Among these are 1. The courage of Khalid ibn Al-Walid in the Battle of Muta. The Battle of Muta occurred in the 8th year after the Hijrah. The commanders of the Muslim army, Zayd ibn Haritha, Jafar ibn Abi Talib, and Abdullah ibn Rawaha, were all martyred. Khalid ibn Al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, then took the banner and led the Muslims, who were in a critical position facing the Roman army, which numbered 100,000 soldiers. Khalid assessed the situation wisely, balanced the greater good of the Muslim community, and read the battlefield with the insight of a brilliant military leader. He orchestrated a tactical withdrawal that suited the conditions of the Muslim army and resulted in minimal losses. 2. His courage in the conquests of Iraq. Khalid ibn al-Walid's courage was the reason he was chosen by the Caliph Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with them both, to lead one of the armies heading toward the conquest of Iraq. He was dispatched to southern Iraq, where he conquered the region of Al-Hira, and later supported other Muslim forces in other parts of Iraq. 3. His courage in the Battle of Yarmouk. Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, the Caliph of the Muslims, may Allah be pleased with him, directed his focus toward the conquest of the Levant, and thus dispatched the armies for that purpose. At the time, Khalid ibn al-Walid was in Iraq, and Abu Bakr sent for him to head to the Levant, after learning that the Romans had prepared a massive army to fight the Muslims. Khalid, may Allah be pleased with him, arrived with a group of his soldiers from Iraq. The battle took place near the Yarmouk River, where the Muslim forces were stationed. Khalid began preparing for the battle, and with his exceptional strategic acumen, devised a well-organized battle plan. He was not intimidated by the large number of Roman troops, nor did it prevent him from effectively planning for war, motivating the soldiers, and stirring their enthusiasm. He divided the army into several units: right flank, left flank, and center, and appointed a leader for each unit. He selected Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, Ammar ibn al-As, and Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan, may Allah be pleased with them. Khalid ibn al-Walid and the Muslim army fought valiantly, and after several days, victory and dominance were achieved by the Muslims. Thousands of Roman soldiers were killed, and thousands were captured as well.